John, can you tell us what you do here?
Well, I'm founder and chairman of Airlink Group, which is celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, so that's been really interesting times. The core business is off-airport parking, and for those who don't know what that is, when customers are flying on holiday, whether it's business or leisure, you can of course park right outside the front door of the building, or you can park in one of the satellite park and ride sites, which tend to be between half a mile and a few miles away, usually located at convenient motorway junctions. That's why we chose those sites, so that it's convenient for passengers who can drop their car off at a cheaper rate than the on-airport prices, and the shuttle bus will transfer them down to the front door of the building.
Who would drive to the airport?
Well, you know, you get 30 million motorists in the UK. I mean, driving is a passion in the UK. Everyone loves their cars, and it's the one thing they won't give up. And what we've seen is, despite all the improvements in public transport, you know, sometimes flights get delayed and you've got baggage and kids in the car, and people still love their cars, and that's with a lot of the rural areas in Scotland, people who travel from the west coast and the islands who come to Glasgow, public transport is really not an option, so that's why we provide great parking facilities. I mean, the airport has parking facilities as well, and I think they've got 2,700 long stay spaces, but their predictions in the near future is going to be 17 or 18,000 spaces requirement.
If you had a top 3 reasons why people deal with you, what would they be?
Well, I think the most important thing for customers is get a competitive price. But more important than a competitive price is the right locations. There are other sites around the country where the car parks can be 20, 30 minutes from the airport. And with traffic and the unknowns, what we've discovered our customers want is sites as close to the airport as you can, and that's what we've delivered. The last thing which is important is, we've been doing it for 20 years. The management team who run the car parks, they know what they're doing. So it's give people a good price, give them the right product in terms of location, because transfer time is key in our industry. You've got to be close to the airport so that transfer time doesn't eat into people's holiday. Passenger experience and making that point-to-point connection as smooth and seamless as you can.
So what's the strength of Glasgow Airport over other airports such as Heathrow?
I think one of the key things about Glasgow Airport is it's a very well run business. It's continually delivering new routes for passengers, and it's continually growing. And they have built vision into their planning, and they've got a terminal and physical capacity which can handle more passengers. So that allows them to be more competitive. If an airline wants to come to a UK airport or a Scottish airport today, Glasgow's got the capacity to take those flights. So there's no lead time waiting in a new terminal building or an extension here or there. They can have a new flight in tomorrow, and that's, in my opinion, one of the reasons that they win lots of new routes.
Can you give me some figures of the investment that has gone into Glasgow Airport over the last few years?
Yeah, the investment in Glasgow Airport in the last decade has been huge, and anyone who's been through the airport a number of times will see that in the physical structure of the building. In the last 10 years, it's been something in the region of 200 million new international terminals, complete makeovers, but that's not enough for the management team at Glasgow Airport. The Commonwealth Games is coming to Glasgow in 2014, and they've decided to spend an additional 15 to 17 million pounds. The arrivals hall, for example, is getting a major makeover as we speak, just so that they're taking a good airport and turning it into a world-class airport for the Commonwealth Games in 2014. More passengers means more parking demand.
So if you were a private investor, would it be a good thing to invest in car parking?
Lots of people I know, including I, invest in car parking for the very reason that there's huge demands on land, and unless you're running a proper car park where you designate this as a car park, then a lot of the temporary sites end up as hotels or office blocks or residential. So I think you're going to see an increasing demand for parking across the whole of Scotland, and I think you'll find a decrease in the supply as land is used for other purposes. We're a car parking business, and that's what we use the sites for.
Internationally, how big is parking?
Well, I think the only credible figure I've seen on that is from the International Parking Institute, who know more about this than anyone else. And they're suggesting the size of the market globally is around $20 billion. $20
billion.
Huge industry.
So do you think it would be a good partnership?
Well, I think it would be a great partnership because Park First and Group First have got huge expertise in investing and working with people who want to invest. And our management team who run car parks for me have got expertise in running them. So I think when you marry those two things together, people who want to invest in good stable products and people who want to run good businesses, I think it's a good partnership.